Good morning. Welcome to another NY and JPA weather video for this morning on September 15th, 2011. It is 9:45 a.m. and as you can see, we have plenty of rainfall moving through eastern Pennsylvania and approaching the Delaware River Valley, and will move through all of the New York City metropolitan area. So we're looking at a rather wet late morning and early afternoon period. The good news is that the majority of the steady rain is clearly moving towards the east-northeast, which will focus much of the steady rainfall over the Hudson River Valley, northwestern Connecticut, and towards New England. So why is the steadiest rainfall focused towards New England and not towards the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area? I'll show you in just a moment, but first let's take a look at the surface features. As you can see, we have our cold front already moving through. So all the rain's already behind the cold front. This is called an anafront. These fronts are typically seen in the fall and in winter months, whereas in the summer, the heaviest rainfall and thunderstorms are located ahead of the cold front. It's a matter of where the best lifting is. In the summer, which we just got out of, temperatures are very warm and very unstable ahead of a cold front, and so the best instability is ahead of the cold front. However, as we move into the fall season, the best lifting is focused more along and behind the cold front because the air mass ahead of the cold front, although warmer, is not all that unstable, and as a result, the best dynamics are focused behind the cold front, where the cold air is invading and lifting the warm air up into the atmosphere and away from your location. So how fast are these temperatures falling? Well, let's take a look at the surface observations here, and you can see ahead of the cold front, just along it, temperatures are in the lower to mid 70s. Behind it, mid 50s. You can see from Atlantic City you're at 75, falling down to 66 in Reading, and then by the time you get into northeastern Pennsylvania and central Pennsylvania, you're down in the mid 50s. So basically our high temperatures today are occurring now, or they already have occurred for you, and for the most part you'll be stuck in the 50s and 60s behind this cold front and falling into the 40s tonight for many locations. As far as the winds, there is a forecast out there of winds being anywhere from 10 to 25 miles per hour, with gusts as high as 30 to 35 miles per hour. Right now, I really don't see that transpiring. I do see anywhere from 10 to maybe 20 miles per hour at most, with maybe a gust of 25 miles per hour in a few isolated locations. But as you can see, going all the way back to the Ohio River Valley, there really isn't any strong support for any strong gusty winds up to that level of 35 miles per hour. Yes, there will be breezy conditions, especially with this cooler air moving in, but I don't expect strong sustained winds at all. Taking a look at the water vapor, I wanted to show you why the steadiest rainfall is moving towards New England. It's because that's where our strongest disturbance is moving. Notice we have a weak area low pressure developing in the Delaware River Valley, should I say. I'm sorry, the Hudson River Valley. I'll get the River Valley correct sooner or later. The Delaware River Valley and the Delaware River Valley and the Hudson River Valley. There we go. I haven't had enough coffee this morning. Okay, so we have our strong disturbance moving towards New England. That's where the best lifting is, and therefore that's where the steadiest rain is setting up. We'll still end up with some periods of rain for the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, but notice that the best lifting, let me zoom in on this. There we go. Notice the best lifting is clearly focused in this direction. Notice the dark blue. See that? It's all moving to the northeast. And that's where the heaviest steady rain will be. I do not expect any threat whatsoever for strong or severe thunderstorms in this pattern whatsoever. In fact, once this cold front moves through your location, any threat for thunderstorms is done. You'll deal with moderate to heavy rain at times for a short period after the cold front moves through. I think all locations dry out by 4 p.m. and the rush hour this evening will be absolutely perfect. Let's take a look at the model guidance. Using the European model guidance today, it's pretty much handling the best for this pattern. Of course, the GFS isn't too bad either, but I'm staying with the European here. And by this evening, we have high pressure building in, and high pressure remains in control all the way through this weekend. Now, a key point to this bring out here, with the high pressure system over the northern Atlantic, you're going to have light winds, and overnight, the overnight lows are going to be able to fall into the 40s. And do not be surprised if some areas of frost actually develop in your far northern interior locations where it's really isolated. So if you have any plants outside, you might want to bring them in just in case, especially if you're in northwestern New Jersey or northeastern Pennsylvania or around Poughkeepsie, New York. In those locations, I'd keep an eye on your plants because these temperatures are going to fall significantly overnight. So we're looking at, for most locations, anywhere from the mid 40s to lower 50s for lows from tomorrow morning on through this weekend and into early next week. Our high temperatures are going to range from the mid 60s to lower 70s. Major changes in this weather pattern. So we basically go from slightly above normal to slightly below normal over the span of the next few hours, and we remain in that type of weather pattern through early next week. Now we'll have to watch out for a few of these disturbances for Tuesday and Wednesday, producing a few isolated to widely scattered showers, but I don't expect any major storms developing anytime soon, and I do expect us to remain near to slightly below normal going into next week. That basically means more 60s and 70s. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Have an excellent day.